Okay,
It is.
we are going to start with bylaws and policies, a zoning amendment bylaw, number 2025 adoption. There's a recommendation that the District of Sycamore zoning amendment bylaw 2025 be adopted this 22nd day of October 2025. Could I get a mover? Beach and Bailey? And
We can't
Nicole
hear you,
Jones, take it away.
Colleen.
I'm sorry?
Can't hear you.
Someone can't hear you.
Can't she hear me now? Could you hear me before? Obviously. Siobhan, can you hear me?
I
Like,
can
like
hear
if
you.
you were standing in Jean's office talking to me. And you've been loud
Ian,
and
can
clear.
you,
So
Ian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Bob?
no clue. Okay, maybe I'll sign out and sign back in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. Nicole, take it away.
Okay, through the chair. So this is the adoption of zoning bylaw 1110-2025. The bylaw amends our zoning bylaw to restrict the number of mobile vending units to one per parcel in C1 through C3, C6, and I1. After third reading, the last meeting, it's been sent over to the Ministry of Transportation. They've signed the bylaw and approved it. And now, if adopted tonight, we will continue with consolidating it into our zoning bylaw.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, staff report, Sigma's Fire Department grant application. There's a recommendation that council support an application to UBCM through the Community Emergency Preparedness Fund for a $30,000 grant to support equipment purchased for the Sycamoose Fire Department. Could I get a mover? Councillor Beach, Councillor McCabe, and I'm going to pass this over to Shauna.
I was just going to do a really quick introduction. Kara is going to present her first report tonight. For those of you who don't know, Kara is our local government intern. She's with us for 1 year. She started in June, so we have her for another 6 or 7 months. She's doing amazing. Her goal, or the goal of her being here, is to learn about local government and for her to be provided with a really good experience at our small municipality, where she can see all about local government and how it's ran. We have a very intensive work plan when she hits all the different departments and all the different things that we do at local government. So I just wanted to introduce her and let you know what her role is, and she's doing her very first report tonight. So
Yay, take it away, Kara.
Bianca's absence, I'll be going over the staff reports.
You're gonna have to speak up.
We'll have to-
Or turn your mic on, move it closer, or you may have to go up to the podium and hit that button.
Okay, is it better now? Like this?
Ian, can you hear her?
He's giving a thumbs up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so then this is for the Community Emergency Preparedness Fund, which is our UBCM. And a resolution from council is required for the application, which is due at the end of October. There are several streams, and the fire department will be applying through the fire department training and equipment funding streams. The maximum amount for the grant is $30,000, which is what we'll be applying for. This is a standard grant application. We applied for this grant in the past and been successfully awarded it. So the proposed use for the grant is just to get some gear and make sure the fire department is complying with all the safety standards. So then this would be one set of turnout gear, 16 SCBA cylinders, an auto cascade sequencer. And then this all falls under 30,000, meaning there will be no additional cost to the district.
Thank you, Kara. Council, any questions about the grant? Go ahead, Councillor Bailey.
Great job, Kara. I have, what was that auto cascading? What is that?
The auto cascade sequencer, this is just,
Yeah.
it's a device that helps with, good question. It helps filter the air better
Oh,
from their
okay.
cylinders.
All right. Thank you very much and great job.
Anyone else have any comments? It's called the question. All in favor? And that's passed. Thank you. Okay, we have no notices of motion, resolutions, correspondence for information. Does anybody Does anyone want to speak to the correspondence? Go ahead, Councilor Kate.
Yeah, thank you through the chair. Eagle River Golf Country Club, I think their ask is that make sure that in our OCP, their golf course is not included in the ALR, if I got that right.
Dean, do you want to address that?
I'll speak to that. So our OCP doesn't determine whether a property is in the ALR or not. The Agricultural Land Commission determines that. So if the property is designated as ALR, we do not have as a local government the ability to unmake it ALR. We don't have that authority, nor do we have the ability to designate it as anything but agriculture in our OCP. When our OCP goes through its process here this fall and goes out, it has to go off to Victoria for final endorsement. It would not be endorsed by the province if you don't have a designation that acknowledges the ALR lands. So we cannot do what they've requested. This request included an evaluation of lands beyond just the golf course lands. And I think that we'll have that discussion as far as long-term policy within the OCP. As the OCP comes to council later this fall, we're gonna have some conversations around what policies we can put in the OCP that may speak to the future of the corridor along the highway and what this council and future councils may wish to apply to the LC for. However, at this point in time, we don't have the land requirements within our growth models that show the necessity for achieving those additional ALR exclusions at this point in time. So I would recommend to council that you ask me to provide a response to this particular owner, which I'm happy to do, explaining about the ALR as well as the OCP's role within that and some of the long-term growth management that the district is looking at.
Thank you, Dean. Councilor McCabe.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that staff respond to the letter with the outlines that our CAO suggested.
Have a seconder? Councilor Bailey. Any more conversation? All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, committee and regional district, I think that's it for correspondence. Committee and regional district reports, planning and development committee meeting minutes. Does anyone want to speak to that? Columbia Shuswap Regional District, I spoke to that in the cow, our last meeting. And here we are. Here we are in, I don't know, 9 minutes. This is like the shortest meeting ever. And we will go to public input. Any questions from the gallery?
Pressure.
Go ahead. Can I get you to go up to the podium, please? Thanks. And just state your name, please.
My name is Ingrid Dahan, and I would like to know what the district is doing about e-bikes, e-scooters, and I was almost run over leaving work by an e-scooter. The guy had to bail, so he didn't hit me. Just recently, I saw an e-bike on the sidewalk. The woman in question works for Askews. I confronted her and said, "Why are you on the sidewalk?" And she said, "Well, it's been mandated that we need to ride on the sidewalk." So I think there's a lot of confusion about e-bikes and e-scooters and like how powerful they are and what can be on the road, what should be on the road, what should be on the sidewalk. I think only little guys can ride on the sidewalk. No e-bike should be on the sidewalk. There should be signage like there is maybe that they put at the dog park, so that it's clear as to what goes. I went to the police and they said, well, there's no mandate to ride on the sidewalk. So somebody is going to get really badly injured. I have to work for a living for that guy. And So
For Ian.
so I need my body intact. I can't be taken out by, and there are a lot of old people in this district.
Thank you,
So,
Amy. Yeah.
And the other thing that I saw this summer, there was a family from, I think they were from Alberta. They all had hoverboards. And they were riding along the sidewalk with hoverboards. There were 3 young kids. The youngest daughter was carrying her baby brother on a hoverboard on the sidewalk. No helmet, no wrist guards, no nothing. If she bails, that little guy's going down because there's nothing that she has that she can protect herself. So.
Ingrid, thank you so much. At Cow today, we had Sergeant McNeil in, and he did state that bikes are not allowed on the sidewalk. They are allowed on the shoulder. So what I think what we can do as a DOS is just more communication out on our site and shared within the community. As far as no safety equipment, I find that appalling that a parent would do that because you're responsible for that child. So
I think
I can't wrap my head around
it.
it.
Just pulling their hair up because, I mean, the amount, the speed that these kids are going at.
Yeah, no, we absolutely agree. And Murray did do right up in the Eagle Valley newspaper or news as well. So we're aware of that being a problem and we are addressing it as much and as well as we can. Dean, did you want to?
Just that I think that as you identified, there's an education piece to this, that people need to be more aware. And we certainly will work with the RCMP to get more communication out to the community. Visitors are a little bit difficult, and I think this is an issue that's not.
If there was signage with like a descriptor of the various vehicles, then because, I mean, it's only gonna get worse because there are more and more e-bikes and electronics. So.
Councillor Bailey, then Councillor Beach.
Yeah, thank you, Ingrid. We certainly don't want you to get hit. And this is certainly not the first time I heard this issue, and it's different now, right? Like bikes were never allowed and have never been allowed on sidewalks. But when it was pedal power, it was very different. Some of these bikes are enormously powerful and they go really fast. And I've seen numerous close calls. And I think there is an education piece here because now these bikes can do serious damage. I saw one the other day. It was just like must have been going 30K down a sidewalk. And if someone gets hit by that, we're not just talking about someone with some pedal power. They're heavy, they're big. And I think that's something that needs to be probably looked at a little bit more. And then certainly if someone gets struck, I am worried about severe kind of injuries where we wouldn't have had that before when someone's just riding the bike. So yeah, it's really good to bring this up, and it's not the first time I've heard about this in the community, and it is a concern for sure. And knock on wood that we don't have any of these accidents, but there's certainly the potential there for it.
Thanks, Councillor Beach. Councillor Beach.
Yeah, through the chair. Thank you, Ingrid, for bringing it up. And I shared an experience earlier at the meeting about just coming to council and having 2 youth speed so fast, I couldn't even have told you, and they were on the sidewalk, whether or not I couldn't see pedals. I couldn't see anything. That's how fast they were going. So yeah, we've got big issues. Everybody's got big issues with these new e-bikes and the speeds. Do they require, is there any requirement for permitting at all at the speeds that they're going in town? There isn't on a bike.
License, nothing.
We've got to come up with something and push for some kind of regulation because it's crazy.
Councillor Rich.
Sorry, through the chair. Yeah, I think there's 2 things here is technology is ahead of the laws and the laws will come. But in the meantime, it's pretty dangerous. And maybe one of the other things we could do is approach Murray and see if maybe he could do an education piece at the school. So if the parents aren't passing it down, that, you know, during an assembly, Mr. Smith could address this, and Murray could either go in and talk about the responsibilities, or even the principals bring it up. So not saying all the offenders are kids. I've seen other adults without helmets, but that would get a portion of our people.
Good, thank you. That's a really good idea. Counselor Evans.
Yeah, I've got a small electric bike and it's heavier than a full-size non-electric bike, and it's that we have bike lanes, that's what they're there for, and it's actually the law for people to wear a helmet. And and those bikes that are doing 60, if they're on a road that's supposed to be doing 40 or 50, they could get a ticket for that. They should. I got a ticket once for riding my bicycle on the Port Mann Bridge on the sidewalk. Didn't know I wasn't allowed. $80 ticket. So, I think there needs to be a little bit of enforcement, because like Siobhan says, the laws haven't kept up with these, which are essentially motorcycles. When I see a kid going 60, literally 60 down a street from the high school with no helmet, I shudder. So we're in your corner on this one, Ingrid.
Thank you. Counselor Beach, one more thing and then we'll.
Yeah, and I agree, Bob's right. And we need to be able to find them. The only thing that will stop people from and make them follow the rules is if they think they're going to get fined for what they're doing. So I don't know what that means in terms of council approaching the province, or where that starts, whether we can do that locally or not. But I think there should be a disincentive for riding those bikes.
Thank you.
Recklessly.
Okay. Anyone in the gallery, online? Okay, Ingrid, thank you for being here and sharing. Okay, we're going to adjourn this meeting. There was a recommendation that the regular council meeting for October 22nd, 2025 be adjourned at 5:18. Counselor Beach. Counselor Bailey, have fun. See you later. Travel safe, Gord. Bye, guys.